Hey guys, welcome back. Mickey here. Got some decent weekend sales. Probably my best weekend since I've been down here. Shipping out 15 packages today. So that's pretty good. That's pretty much back to normal to where I was before I closed the store down to move. It wasn't huge ticket. I think it was about $500-600. There's a total of 15 items for a subtotal of 592.36. So I guess it wasn't too great. I'll take it. Seamus isn't impressed. It's pretty hard to impress this dog. But because normally I'd like to make $1,000 over the weekend. But we're still getting there. We're getting there, getting closer every week. So. And with Christmas coming up, those numbers should bump, I'm hoping so. But let's go over a few of the sales. First one I've had for quite a little while. Not quite 6 months probably, but remember I paid $2 for it at flea market. But it's vintage, 1990s. It's Play School stereo cassette player. Remember those? Well, this was the little kids version, which... Imagine being a little kid rocking it. It even comes with a little belt that goes around your waist that you could wear it on. So that's all for $39.97 plus shipping. Actually, I have a similar one, and somebody sent me a message. Does it still work? I'm like, it's still in the box. I'm not opening it to figure it out. It's 30 years old. Buy it or no. But anyway. Yeah, so that wasn't too bad on that one. That was one of the first sales. They just bought it for my initial asking price. And the next sale was pretty cool too, I thought anyway. In the first edition, I got it wrapped in plastic, ready to ship here. The Magic Bed Knob by Mary Norton. First edition, which, if you're a fan of the Disney movie Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, this is the book that the movie was based on. You know, the one with Angela Lansbury and all the soldiers and the uniforms come to life at the end with magic. It's kind of like a early Harry Potter from like the 60s, which was one of my favorite movies growing up. I loved that movie. I thought it was great. But so I thought this was pretty neat when I found it, being first edition. If it was in better condition, I probably could have got at least 100. But in it's pretty rough shape. You can see it's got like a tear there, and there's some, just wear on the cover. But it sold for $30.42 plus shipping. So not too bad. And I remember paying, I think, about $1 for that at a flea market, so not bad. I had it listed for more. It's been quite a while, actually. I've had that listed for quite a while, and I've been slowly dropping the price, and finally somebody bought it. And some patches, of course. This person bought this lot and this 83rd Infantry Division patch that's hiding in there. That's a greenback patch, so that one went for $15 by itself. And then a lot of 4 of 84th Infantry Division patches in there. Those sold for $24. And a shirt. Let me get down. All right. And we sold a shirt, a vintage shirt. Bought at a flea market for $5. Sold for $21 plus shipping. And it's an American Legion Boys State of New York. It was single stitch. Had a nice 1970s tag on. What are you doing? Anyway, so not too bad there. I'll take it. A couple more patches. Somebody bought 2 patches right here. One buyer. Got the 90th Infantry Division, which is the Tough Hombres here, and the 32nd Infantry Division, which is the arrow there. So $15 for the 90th and $10 for the 32nd, so $25. Also sold a Vietnam. It's back there. I'm just going to put a picture up here. Vietnam U.S. Army 1st Logistic Command OG 107 shirt. I had 2 of these. This one was made by a different maker, though. So it wasn't actually military issue. It was like a private purchase, but it was in OG 107 style. That sold for $45 plus shipping. Paid $5 for it at a military show, so I'm pretty happy with that sale. And if you've been watching the channel for a little while, you'll see I went to ADH Dave's sale a few weeks ago, and I bought a porcelain Gulf sign, Supreme Motor Oil Gulf sign at his sale there for $1. It was covered in paint, so I bought some citrus stripped it, and there's a video on that. If you want to watch that, go back and watch it. It's kind of neat. If you want to learn how to strip porcelain signs, paint off of porcelain signs. But that's finally sold. Actually, again, this is the second time it's sold. The first time I got it sold for $100, and the buyer never paid. So relisted it, and eventually it took a couple weeks, but it did eventually sell for $75 plus shipping. I got it packaged up, ready to go. Let's see, in a purse. I sold a purse. I don't pick these up, and this one was actually bought by accident. I bought over 100 hats for a couple $100 at a flea market, and when I was going through the hats, I discovered this purse in the box, hiding in there, pretty much at the bottom. But it was Dooney and Burke, and so this was just kind of a bonus that came along with my hats, basically. So, and it sold for $42 plus shipping. Had it listed for more. Another one of those things where I just kept lowering the price, and it eventually sold. So have found the sweet spot in a book, World War II era. Cover has seen better days, but it's 8th Air Force, Target, Germany. Some great photos of bombers and planes and whatnot in that book. But even in this rough condition, it sold for $30 plus shipping. Let's see, a lot of letters. This was a pretty cool sale. This was my best sale of the weekend, really. A huge lot of World War I era letters. All those, there's some postcards in there too. But picked these up at a flea market for $20. And when I went to list them, I discovered that they were coming from an aero squadron out of Texas. Of course, now I won't see it, but Kelly Airfield in Texas. So this unit never left the States, unfortunately, but still Aero Squadron, which in World War I was still new and cool. So I shot for the moon here and priced them at $199.97 plus shipping, and that's exactly what they sold for, which is funny because going back to non-paying buyers, somebody sent me an offer on these a week ago for $165, which I accepted, and they never paid. So I'm glad they didn't, and I guess this is one instant I'm glad they didn't pay, because eventually it did sell for my asking price of $200. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, I guess. But yeah, another fun one, a gnome, little garden gnome. Made in Germany, Heisner 920, made in West Germany. It says on the back there. Cool little garden gnome, you know what I'm saying? That sold for $30 plus shipping. He came, I bought out a flea market vendor at a flea market up in New York. He had made his money and he didn't want to take the rest of the stuff home. He's like, hey, you can have all this for $100. And there was some decent stuff in there, like a little horse saddle, which I sold at Bouckville Antique Week. I made my money probably 2-3 times on that lot by now. So he was just pure profit at $30 plus shipping. And I'm almost through my death pile. I am really getting low on stuff to list. So my next priority this week is to source. I got too bad because I'm probably down to less than 20 items I can list on my death pile, which is good. At the same time, I'm glad to have gotten through it, because I sold a pair of these, which was in the death pile, because it's just one of those things. They're not a high ticket item. They're, you know, the ACU digital camouflage trousers, which I got $15 plus shipping on those, which I was glad to get that for them, honestly. And I got some BDUs listed. I got a few more BDUs to list, a couple toys, but yeah, I'm down to scraping the bottom barrel, the barrel of the death pile, which was my goal. So I'm glad to finally get pretty close to that, but I do need to get out and source now. So, and I guess I'm trying a new side hustle, I guess, but I'm going to try it on eBay. To sell them on eBay anyway. I picked up, I got it for free. I don't know if you can see it in the, over there, the 3D printer. I got that. My brother-in-law, he gave it to me. He's got a 3D printing business, and this was just an extra one he had laying around that he didn't use, so asked if we wanted it, and I was like, sure, why not? I'll give it a shot. I've wanted one for a while, and I mean, I'm not too tech savvy, but and that one's not too fancy anyway. It's an Ender 5 Pro, which I guess is basically a decent introductory level printer. So I haven't been able to get it fired up yet because I needed to order tips or nozzles for it and some other things to be able to use it. So I'm waiting on that. I should have everything I need today though, so hopefully by tonight or tomorrow I can experiment with my first print and see how that goes. I've also been experimenting with 3D sculpting in Blender, which is a software on the computer where you can make your own files to print, because I figured that'd probably be the best way to make money with it, because otherwise you're stealing other people's work to sell. So well, not stealing, I mean, you can buy creative licenses and stuff like this, but and I kind of wanted to try it anyway because I am a sculptor. I like to sculpt, so, and I guess I'm trying to get with the times here because it'd be cool to make my own creations and be able to 3D print them and share them with the other nerds that like the kind of stuff that I sculpt, which is kind of mostly pop culture stuff, you know, like for my shirt here. Like, yeah, let me go I'll grab a couple of sculptures. Like, here's one I made I think this might be one of my more recent ones. I haven't been sculpting much in the last year or so, since I started doing eBay. But Spunky from Rocco's Modern Life, he's made from a polymer clay, sculpted, started with a tinfoil ball, and got to that. I didn't bring many sculptures with me down to Florida. I gifted most of them to my dad before I left, and a couple other people that liked the ones that I made. Getting dusty. But here's one of my favorites. That's why I brought him. But it's Jim Henson and Kermit. It's Jim Henson in his Muppet form, and he's looking at a Kermit puppet. It's actually inspired by one of my favorite photos of Jim Henson and Kermit. Jim Henson is a hero of mine, so I thought that would be a fun one to make. But I like to sculpt in, so I guess I need to get with the times and get more digital with my sculpting, trying it anyway. It's hard, I'm not gonna lie. Plus I'm only using a mouse. Apparently I need to get like a drawing tab and all that, or a tablet. So that's one of my next goals, is to get a tablet and start messing with that. And then, but the goal ultimately, back to why I brought this up in the first place, is I want to find some of these, start making these files and printing them, because people can do fairly successful from what I've been seeing. But it seems like most of them are on Etsy, so maybe I'll have to start an Etsy store, or maybe it'd be good for eBay because it's not quite as saturated as the Etsy 3D printed market. But I don't know what I plan on printing yet. It all depends. I gotta look more into the licensing things, because that's one thing I don't want to do, is get arrested or get a lawsuit for printing and selling the wrong thing, for sure. But so that's I guess that's what I'm going to be trying here soon. Then I can print inventory rather than going out to source it, which, not like I'm going to stop sourcing. I really love going to flea markets and yard sales anyway, so it's not going to stop me from doing that. But if I could potentially make stuff to sell, why not, you know? That's my take on it anyway. So there were the weekend sales, finally getting back to my New York numbers, so we're almost back to normal-ish, though I would like the number 2 increase. 15 packages is decent, but the total was a little lackluster. I would have liked to get back to around $1,000 a weekend. That would be great. And like I said, I got to get sourced, so that's probably another thing I'm going to be doing this week while messing with the 3D printer, so hopefully I don't get too into the 3D printer and it starts taking up more of my time than it needs to. because I don't plan on it making me a ton of money, especially just to start. And it's, like I said, it's an introductory level printer, so it's more or less just to get me familiar with the process of it, and maybe I can take some of my eBay profits to buy a nicer one and go from there, and maybe more machines. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I guess I will catch you guys next time. Remember to get out there. The deals are out there. You just got to be out there to find them.